The city of Detroit is a really sort of interesting place from a urban perspective. In its heyday, almost 2 million people. To today, it's under, I think, 600,000 people. So lost more than half of the population and over the decades when I grew up around Detroit. And so that sort of has formed, one, how I see cities, but also, my love of cities as well. Back in 2017, we had an opportunity to go for a large National Science Foundation grant called Smart and Connected Communities, and we got the grant. And that was I would say, the initiation of our more formal relationship between myself and the city of Tempe, in particular their Office of Sustainability and Resilience. Excuse me. And so, that work has been growing over the years, and deepening, and I think because of the relationship and the trust that has been built between us, that's really helped spur a lot of the work that I've been both able to do and fortunate enough to be able to contribute to. And I think the core values and mission that really tie a lot of the work that I do together is that I like to do work with communities to do either what's called either co-design or co-production of solutions for the challenges that we have. And I think Tempe is a great city because its dedication toward changing their city toward less auto-oriented development, more pedestrian and transit auto-oriented development. And I think that's going to provide a lot of future generations different opportunities than their parents had to not be so dependent upon cars, which then also just builds in more wealth for them for other things that they want to do with their life. One of the other ones that I have been involved in, which is next to Tempe, is a project in West Mesa to do tree planting, where we worked with a diverse group of both community-based organizations. One of the main ones was a group called Unlimited Potential, which are community health workers that helped us do some organizing to understand what neighbors wanted to see in terms of tree planting and shade. So the way I do it, is really working across these different boundaries, again, with cities, community-based organizations, working with different parts of ASU, right? So we have the design school that there are people that we work with, but we also work with folks in sustainability and planning and lots of other schools to try to achieve our goals. And I think the big thing here is that these kind of wicked sustainability challenges really require large coalitions of people to be able to actually kind of move the needle. Wanda de la Costa is one professor. I don't know if you know her. She is the director of the Indigenous Design Collaborative. And I'm really influenced and impressed by the work that she does, and want to be an ally in that work. She's really trying to understand how to change some of the systemic racism and colonization that we have in our world, in our city, like the city of Tempe. And actually, she's working with the city of Tempe to see about how do you decolonize and then what she calls indigenize the city in terms of both the design, I would say, process, and also design features of the city itself. Just showing up and listening to folks that you want to learn from. People will see that you're there and they'll remember you. And you get many opportunities from just showing up to different meetings or showing up to different events. And it really broadens your perspective on life, and I think, from a design perspective, really gets you to understand a diversity of different designs and ways of thinking about design, and makes you a better designer in the end. So